Let's get on with it. Right, hello. Now some people will tell you that the future of the motorcar is bleak, that it's all about soulless, silent electric boxes designed by committees of people wearing beige jumpers, whose sole purpose in life is to get you from your eco-friendly yurt to the organic lentil shop with the minimum amount of fuss and absolutely zero excitement. They'll drone on about intelligent performance and sustainable opulence, which sounds like something a robot would say just before it harvests your organs. And normally I'd agree. I'd say the game is up, that the age of the glorious, indulgent, slightly idiotic motorcar is over. But then you look at what's coming in 2025 and 2026, and you think, maybe, just maybe, the future isn't so drab after all. You see, what we have here isn't a collection of sensible transport solutions. Oh no. What we have is a list of 20 magnificent, ludicrous and utterly desirable machines that are rewriting the rulebook on what a luxury car should be. This is where proper old-school indulgence smashes headfirst into bewildering cutting-edge innovation. These aren't just cars designed to move you from A to B, they are designed to make you feel something profound on the way. They are rolling statements of intent, mobile works of art, and in some cases, four-wheeled V-signs to the beige jumper brigade. So buckle up. We're about to embark on a tour of the machines that don't just move you, they define the very future of elite mobility. And I promise you, it's going to be anything but boring. This isn't just about speed or leather. It's about how the very concept of luxury is being twisted, reshaped, and electrified into something new. We're entering what is genuinely one of the most thrilling periods in automotive history. You have 1,000-horsepower hybrids that can whisper through a city centre and then shatter the sound barrier on a whim. You have electric behemoths that glide along in a silence so profound it's almost unnerving. Yet they are packed with more technology than a space shuttle. This is the era where you can have your planet-saving cake and eat it at 200 miles an hour. So let's dive in and see what happens when engineers are given a blank check and a mandate to be brilliant. Let's start at the top, the very top. This is the Rolls-Royce Spectre, and it is quite simply a monumental achievement. For decades, Rolls-Royce has been trying to make its petrol engines as silent and smooth as possible, a quest for what they called waftability. They spent billions trying to eliminate every vibration, every uncouth noise from the engine bay. And now, they've finally done it. They've achieved ultimate silence by taking the engine out. It's a bit like winning a marathon because you were the only one who bothered to show up, but the result is no less spectacular. It moves in a way that is genuinely spooky. There is no engine roar, no gear change, just an unstoppable silent surge of momentum, like being carried on a cloud pushed by the hand of God. They call it the magic carpet ride. And for once, the marketing fluff is bang on the money. It's so smooth, so utterly isolated from the grubby world outside. You could perform open-heart surgery on the passenger seat. And then there's the interior. You can have stars on the ceiling, which is old news, but now you can have them on the doors as well. Thousands of tiny fiber optic lights creating a celestial embrace. It's utterly, gloriously pointless, and that's precisely why it's so magnificent. It's a 2.5-ton zero-emission statement that luxury doesn't have to shout. It can whisper. The sheer grandeur of this thing is hard to comprehend. The doors are vast, rear-hinged, and open with the kind of effortless grace usually reserved for stately homes. Driving it isn't about performance figures, though it has plenty of power. It's about an experience of serenity that no petrol-powered car could ever hope to replicate. It glides through the world with an aristocratic disdain for everything around it. This isn't just the first all-electric Rolls-Royce, it's the car Rolls-Royce has been trying to build for 100 years. They just didn't have the technology until now. It is, and I don't say this lightly, a masterpiece of silent, opulent rebellion. And now for something completely different. If the Rolls-Royce is old-world aristocracy gone electric, the Mercedes EQS is a vision of the future delivered by a Silicon Valley tech giant that happens to build cars. This is the refreshed S-Class of the electric world, and its party piece is less about silence and more about screens. Specifically, the M-Bucks Hyperscreen. It's not so much a dashboard as a vast, curved pane of glass that stretches from one side of the car to the other. It's got maps, music, climate controls, and probably an app for ordering a pizza, all seamlessly integrated into one bewilderingly clever display. It's digital luxury turned up to 11. Driving it is an exercise in effortless gliding motion. Like the Rolls, it's unnervingly quiet, but the feeling is different. It's less magic carpet and more high-speed bullet train. It slips through the air with a drag coefficient so low it makes a teardrop look like a brick. The car is constantly thinking, learning your habits, anticipating your needs. It'll suggest a phone call to your mother if you always ring her on a Tuesday, or pre-warm the cabin because it knows you're about to leave the office. It's either brilliantly intuitive or terrifyingly intrusive, depending on your point of view. But what you cannot deny is the sheer, unadulterated cleverness of it all. The real genius of the EQS is how it makes all this brain-bending technology feel so normal. You just get in, whisper, "Hey Mercedes, I'm cold," and it sorts everything out. There's no drama, no fuss. It's the ultimate expression of serene, intelligent travel. Some will say it lacks the soul, the mechanical character of a traditional S-Class with a big V8, and they might have a point. But this isn't trying to be a traditional S-Class. This is Mercedes looking at the future and saying, "We've got this." It's a supremely competent, unbelievably comfortable, and staggeringly advanced glimpse into our inevitable screen-filled future. Now Bentley. For years they've been the hooligans of the luxury world. Rolls-Royce was for the Queen. Bentley was for the chap who owned the racehorses she bet on. They were about enormous thumping engines and the ability to cross continents at improbable speeds. But now, even the hooligans have to think about polar bears. This is the Flying Spur Hybrid Speed, and it's a fascinating blend of old-school Bentley brute force and new-school ecological awareness. Under that enormous bonnet, you won't find the glorious W12. Instead, there's a twin-turbo V6. A V6 in a Bentley. It feels like serving Prosecco at Buckingham Palace. But wait, because working alongside that V6 is a clever little electric motor, and together they produce a frankly rude amount of power. It's a complicated solution to a simple problem, but my word, it works. You can waft through town on silent electric power, feeling smug and virtuous. But then, when the city limits disappear, you can awaken the petrol engine and unleash the sort of accelerative force that rearranges your internal organs. It's a car with a split personality. One moment it's a silent, graceful limousine, the next it's a snarling, tire-shredding muscle car. It's a thug in a beautifully tailored Savile Row suit. And what a suit it is! The interior is a masterpiece of hand-finished, responsible luxury. The leather is sourced from cows that have had a happier life than most people. The wood veneers are from sustainable forests, and every switch and dial feels like it was machined from a solid block of unobtainium. This isn't just about going fast, it's about doing so while cocooned in a world of unmatched craftsmanship. The Flying Spur Hybrid proves that going green doesn't have to mean giving up on the glorious, unapologetic excess that makes a Bentley a Bentley. It's just excess with a conscience and a plug socket. Aston Martin. The quintessential British sports car. The transport of choice for a certain spy, and for anyone who wants to look impossibly cool while going very, very fast. This is the DB12 Volante, and it is, quite simply, gorgeous. Look at it. It's not a car, it's a sculpture. It's seductive, muscular, and perfectly proportioned. Aston Martin calls it a super tourer, which is marketing speak for it's a DB11, but we've made it angrier. And they have. The V12 is gone, which is a tragedy, but in its place is a V8 from Mercedes-AMG that's been fettled by the wizards in Gaydon to produce a colossal amount of power. This car is all about emotion. It's about the noise, the speed, and the wind in your hair. With the roof down, the experience is intoxicating. The V8 doesn't just roar. It bellows, it crackles, it pops. It's a glorious antisocial symphony of internal combustion. This isn't a silent, gliding EV. This is a car that celebrates its oily bits. It's a sensory overload in the best possible way. The steering is sharp, the chassis is balanced, and it feels alive in your hands. It's a proper driver's car, but one that's wrapped in the finest leather and Alcantara. It's a brute, but a very sophisticated one. And that's the magic of the DB12 Volante. It manages to be both a thrilling, hard-edged sports car and a comfortable long-distance cruiser. You could drive it across Europe without breaking a sweat. But you could also take it to a track day and embarrass some purpose-built racing machines. It's this duality that makes it so special. It's the perfect car for a weekend escape, for blasting down a coastal road with the sun on your face and the sound of that magnificent V8 echoing off the cliffs. In an age of silent, sensible cars, the DB12 Volante is a loud, proud, and beautiful reminder of why we fell in love with driving in the first place. Now for a shock. This is a Cadillac, but it is not the sort of Cadillac your grandfather drove. This is the Celestiq, and it is America's audacious, fantastically expensive attempt to gatecrash the ultra-luxury party dominated by the British and the Germans. And when I say expensive, I mean it. We're talking Rolls-Royce money. For a Cadillac. Has the world gone mad? Well, look at it. It's vast, it's dramatic, and it's utterly unique. Each one is built by hand, and no two will be the same. The level of customization is insane. You can choose the color of the stitching, the type of wood, the metal for the trim. You can probably have it upholstered in your own hair if you're weird enough. This isn't just a car, it's a piece of bespoke art. The designers have been let off the leash, and they've gone a bit mad with the tech. It has a 55-inch screen across the dashboard that makes the Mercedes Hyperscreen look like a pocket calculator. The glass roof is divided into 4 zones, and each passenger can choose how much light they want to let in, independently. It's a showcase of what is possible when you throw an enormous pile of money at a project. This is General Motors trying to build a spaceship for the road, a statement that America can do opulent, tech-forward luxury just as well as, if not better than, anyone else. The Celestiq is all-electric, of course. It has 2 motors, all-wheel drive, and enough power to give it a properly surprising turn of speed. But performance isn't the point here. The point is the sense of occasion. It's about arriving somewhere and knowing for a fact that nobody else has a car quite like yours. It's a brave, bold, and slightly bonkers move from Cadillac. Will it succeed? I have no idea. But you have to admire the sheer unadulterated ambition of it. This is American opulence, completely reimagined for the 21st century. And it is absolutely fascinating. Ferrari. The name itself conjures images of low-slung, blood-red supercars screaming around Fiorano. It does not conjure images of a practical 4-door family car. And yet, here we are. This is the Puro Sangue, which means thoroughbred in Italian, and it is Ferrari's first ever 4-door, 4-seater production car. Many people, including me, said it would never happen. We said it was sacrilege. We said it was the end of Ferrari as we know it. And then they unveiled it, and it has a V12. A naturally aspirated, soul-stirring, magnificent V12 engine right at the front. Suddenly all was forgiven. This is not an SUV. Ferrari is very, very clear about this. It's a sports car that just happens to have more ground clearance and a pair of rear-hinged welcome doors at the back. And honestly, they have a point. It drives like no other tall car on the planet. The way it corners is frankly spooky. It uses a revolutionary active suspension system that seems to defy physics, keeping the body incredibly flat and level, no matter how hard you push it. It feels agile, sharp, and responsive. It feels against all odds like a proper Ferrari. And the noise. Oh, the noise. That V12 howl is pure, unfiltered automotive opera. It's an emotional, spine-tingling experience. Inside, it's like sitting in a piece of Italian couture. The materials are exquisite, the design is beautiful, and each of the 4 occupants gets their own sculpted bucket seat. It's surprisingly spacious and, dare I say it, practical. You could, in theory, take 3 friends and their luggage on a skiing trip in this thing. A skiing trip in a V12 Ferrari. What a world we live in. The Puro Sangue is a contradiction. It's a family car that can hit 60 miles per hour in a little over 3 seconds. It's a practical machine with the heart and soul of a supercar. It is quite simply an astonishing piece of engineering. They said it couldn't be done, but Ferrari has gone and done it anyway. For 50 years, the Range Rover has been the undisputed king of the luxury SUV. It's the car you'd choose to drive to your country estate, or across a muddy field, or even through the middle of a war zone. Honestly, it can do it all. But what if you want more? What if, say, the standard Range Rover is just a bit common for you? Well, then you need this, the SV Serenity. The SV stands for Special Vehicle Operations, which is Land Rover's department for people with very deep pockets and very specific tastes. And Serenity? Well, it does exactly what it says on the tin. This is a Range Rover turned into a mobile wellness retreat. The focus here is not on off-road prowess, although it can still climb every mountain and ford every stream. No, the focus is on creating the most tranquil, peaceful, and luxurious cabin imaginable. The materials are sourced from all over the globe, with unique finishes and colorways you simply won't find on a normal Range Rover. There are ceramics, sustainable woods, and impossibly soft leathers. The rear seats are where the real magic happens. They are vast reclining thrones, more akin to a first-class airline suite than a car seat. And they have a hot stone massage function. I'm not making that up. You can actually have a hot stone massage while being chauffeured home. It's all about personalized luxury. You can specify everything, from the monogrammed headrests to the mosaic market tree on the center console. It is whisper quiet thanks to extra sound deadening and noise-cancelling technology in the headrests. It just glides over bumps with a serene sense of detachment from the world outside. The SV Serenity isn't a car you drive, it's a place you inhabit. It's a sanctuary from the stress and noise of modern life. It's the automotive equivalent of a week-long yoga retreat in Bali, only you can park it in your garage. Utterly sublime. Porsche. A company built on the reputation of the 911, a car that has spent 60 years perfecting the art of the rear-engine sports car. So when they announced they were building an electric saloon, the purists were sharpening their pitchforks. That car was the Taycan, and it was brilliant. But this is the Taycan Turbo GT. And it is Porsche's answer to anyone who ever said electric cars can't be proper, hardcore drivers' cars. This is what happens when Porsche's motorsport division gets its hands on a battery and some electric motors. The result is, frankly, terrifying. This car is all about power. Ludicrous, brain-scrambling, instantaneous power. With attack mode engaged? Yes, it really has a button for that. It produces over 1,000 horsepower. 1,000 horsepower. In a four-door family saloon, the acceleration is so violent it genuinely hurts. It's faster to 60 miles per hour than almost any petrol-powered hypercar on the planet. It's a silent assassin, a stealth bomber for the road. It just grips and goes with an intensity that is, honestly, hard to describe. It has already smashed the lap record for electric cars at the Nürburgring, a testament to its track-tuned agility. But it's not just a one-trick pony that's only good in a straight line. This is a Porsche after all. The steering is sublime, the brakes are phenomenal, and the chassis is a work of genius. It feels light, agile, and communicative in a way that no other large EV does. It shrinks around you, begging you to drive it harder. And yet, when you're done pretending to be a racing driver, you can put it back into its normal mode, and it becomes a quiet, comfortable, and luxurious cruiser. It's this incredible breadth of talent that makes the Taycan Turbo GT so remarkable. It is, without a doubt, the most exciting electric car you can buy today. A silent, luxurious, and utterly dominant performance machine. BMW has always been about building the ultimate driving machine. Sharp, focused, driver-centric cars. But this, the i7 M70, is something else entirely. It's part limousine, part private jet, and part cinema. And because it has an M badge on the back, it's also ludicrously fast. It's a car that tries to be all things to all people, a rolling showcase of every single piece of technology BMW can cram into one vehicle. And the result is, well, it's certainly not subtle. Just look at that grille. It's less a kidney grille and more a full-blown organ transplant. Let's start with the M-inspired electric performance. This is the most powerful electric BMW ever made. It has 2 motors, all-wheel drive, and enough torque to restart a dead planet. The 0 to 60 time is in the mid-3s, which is frankly absurd for a car that weighs more than a small moon. It launches with the silent, relentless shove we've come to expect from fast EVs, pinning you to your seat with an almost comical force. It's a giant, opulent land yacht that can out-accelerate most supercars. It's a deeply confusing but undeniably impressive combination of luxury and speed. But the real party piece is in the back. At the touch of a button, a gigantic 31-inch 8K screen folds down from the ceiling. The sunblinds go up, the ambient lighting dims, and the Bowers & Wilkins sound system kicks in. It is a genuine immersive theatre screen experience on wheels. You can sit back in your reclining, massaging seat and watch a movie in cinematic splendor while your chauffeur whisks you along in near total silence. It's the ultimate in passenger indulgence. The i7 M70 is a bold, extravagant, and slightly mad car. It might not be the ultimate driving machine in the traditional sense, but as the ultimate being driven in machine, it's pretty hard to beat. Lucid. A new name in the car world, a plucky American upstart trying to take on the established giants. Their first car, the Air Saloon, was a triumph of engineering with incredible range and efficiency. Now they've turned their attention to the most popular type of car on the planet, the SUV. This is the Gravity, and it is Lucid's vision for the future of the 7-seat family hauler. And if this is the future, then the future looks very spacious, very fast, and very minimalist. It looks less like a car and more like a concept vehicle that escaped from a design studio. The numbers are, as we've come to expect from high-end EVs, bonkers. Lucid is promising over 800 horsepower. In a family SUV, that's more power than a Lamborghini Huracan. It will be capable of hitting 60 miles per hour in under 3.5 seconds, which means you can win the school run drag race every single time. It also promises a range of over 440 miles, which is more than enough to get you to your holiday destination without having to stop and argue with a broken charger. This is performance and practicality, combined in one sleek, aerodynamic package. Inside, it's all about minimalist luxury. The dashboard is dominated by a huge, curved glass cockpit that seems to float in front of the driver. The materials are beautiful and sustainable, and the sense of space is immense, thanks to a huge glass roof and clever packaging. It's a calm, serene, and futuristic environment. The Lucid Gravity is a direct challenge to cars like the Range Rover and the Mercedes EQS SUV. It's a statement that you don't need a century of heritage to build a world-class luxury vehicle. All you need is clever thinking, brilliant engineering, and a very big battery. Right, enough of this silent, sensible electric nonsense. It's time for some proper old-fashioned chest-beating Italian madness. This is the Lamborghini Revuelto, the successor to the legendary Aventador, and it is a car that screams. It screams with its looks, it screams with its performance, and most importantly of all, it still has a V12 engine. A brand new, naturally aspirated 6.5-litre V12 that revs to over 9,000 RPM. It is a glorious, magnificent, and utterly defiant celebration of internal combustion. But this being 2025, there is a twist. The Revuelto is a hybrid, but it's not a hybrid in the way a Toyota Prius is a hybrid. Oh no. This is a hybrid designed by lunatics. Working with that phenomenal V12 are 3 electric motors, 2 at the front, 1 integrated into the gearbox. The result? A combined power output of 1,001 horsepower. This isn't electrified fury for the sake of the planet. This is electrified fury for the sake of making it even more furious. It's like giving a great white shark a laser beam. It is Italian artistry and engineering pushed to its most dramatic and exciting conclusion. The drama is everywhere. The doors still go up, of course. The styling is pure jet fighter, all sharp angles and gaping intakes, and the performance is simply from another dimension. It will launch you towards the horizon with a ferocity that is genuinely startling. The shriek of the V12 mixing with the silent, instant torque of the electric motors. It's a new kind of hypercar experience. It can even drive for a few miles on electric power alone, allowing you to sneak out of your village without waking everyone up before unleashing hell on the open road. The Revuelto is proof that the future of the supercar is not silent. It's just more complex, more powerful, and more insane than ever before. Bellissimo. Maserati. A name that drips with style, elegance, and a hint of the exotic. For decades, they've made some of the most beautiful Grand Tourers on the planet. Cars that were more about crossing continents in style than setting lap records. Now they too have embraced the electric future. This is the Gran Turismo Folgore. Folgore means lightning in Italian, and it is a very appropriate name. Because this car is not just fast, it is electric shock fast. It is Maserati's attempt to blend timeless Italian elegance with the brutal performance of electric motorsport. The Folgore looks, well, it looks like a Gran Turismo. And that is a very good thing. It's achingly beautiful, with classic long bonnet, short tail proportions. But underneath that gorgeous skin, everything is different. There is no glorious V8. Instead, there are 3 electric motors, 1 at the front and 2 at the back. They get their power from a battery pack developed with technology from Formula E, the electric racing series. The result is over 750 horsepower and a torque vectoring system so clever it can send power to individual rear wheels to help you corner faster. It's a silent, elegant missile. The challenge for Maserati was to make an electric car that still felt like a Maserati. They've even tried to give it a unique sound, an artificial hum that is supposed to evoke the spirit of their old V8s. Does it work? I'm not so sure. But what does work is the driving experience. It's incredibly fast, but it's also comfortable, refined, and luxurious. It's a proper GT car, one you could happily drive from Rome to Paris in a single, silent, stylish dash. The Folgore is a statement of intent from Maserati. It's proof that they are not being left behind in the electric race. It is Italian style, electrified. For years, if you wanted a big, luxurious limousine, you bought a Mercedes S-Class, a BMW 7 Series, or an Audi A8. You bought German. It was the default choice. But now, there's a new player in town, and it's from Korea. This is the Genesis G90 Long Wheelbase Chauffeur Edition, and it is a direct, unashamed attack on the German establishment. Genesis is Hyundai's luxury brand, and they are deadly serious about this. They have hired the best designers and engineers from Europe, and they have given them a simple mission: build a better S-Class. And you know what? They might have just done it. Look at it. It's a handsome, imposing thing, with a design that is distinctive without being shouty. It has presence. But the real story is inside, particularly in the back. This long wheelbase chauffeur model is all about the passenger. At the touch of a button, the front passenger seat glides forward, a footrest deploys, and the rear seat reclines into a position of near horizontal bliss. It is a genuine reclining rear throne. The materials are superb, the build quality is flawless, and it is packed with technology that is both clever and easy to use. It's a masterpiece of understated refinement. What the G90 does so brilliantly is offer an incredible amount of luxury for the money. It has all the features, all the comfort, and all the quality of its German rivals, but it costs significantly less. It glides along in serene silence, isolating you from the horrors of the outside world. It's not trying to be sporty or dynamic. It's just trying to be the most comfortable, relaxing car it can possibly be. And it succeeds. The Genesis G90 is a wake-up call for the old guard. It proves that you don't need a fancy European badge to build a world-class luxury car. You just need talent, ambition, and an obsession with quality. Right. I need you to sit down for this one, because what you're looking at is a car that defies all logic. It's a Koenigsegg, which means it's Swedish, it's incredibly fast, and it's built by a man who is probably a genius, and definitely a lunatic. This is the production version of the Gemera. And it is, get this, a 4-seater, a practical, family-friendly Koenigsegg. It has 4 proper seats, room for luggage, and even cup holders. But this is where the sanity ends, because it is also a hybrid with, wait for it, 2,300 horsepower. That is not a typo. 2,300. The standard car comes with a tiny 2-liter 3-cylinder engine they call the Tiny Friendly Giant. It works with 3 electric motors to produce 1,400 horsepower, which is already insane. But then, Christian von Koenigsegg decided that wasn't enough. So, as an option, you can replace that little engine with the 5-liter twin-turbo V8 from their Jesko hypercar. In this configuration, combined with the electric motors, you get 2,300 horsepower and a top speed of over 250 miles per hour. In a car that you can take your kids to school in. It is the most brilliantly, wonderfully, dangerously insane idea in the history of the motor car. This is not just a car, it's a new category of vehicle. Koenigsegg calls it a Mega GT. It combines the performance of a hypercar with the space and comfort of a Grand Tourer. It has 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel steering, and enough computing power to launch a mission to Mars. The idea of a family road trip at warp speed is now a reality. The Gemera is a car that makes absolutely no sense, and yet you want one more than you want oxygen. It is a glorious, magnificent monument to the power of human ambition and sheer, unadulterated madness. I love it. Mercedes-Benz has its luxury brand AMG for making things go faster. But for making things more luxurious, they have Maybach. For a century, the Maybach name has been synonymous with ultimate opulence, with cars built for kings, tycoons, and dictators. Now, Maybach has turned its attention to the electric future. This is the Maybach EQS SUV, and it is the quietest, most indulgent, and most ridiculously lavish electric SUV on the planet. It takes the already excellent Mercedes EQS SUV and dials the luxury up to a level that is almost obscene. From the outside, you know it's a Maybach thanks to the two-tone paint, the lashings of chrome, and the proud, upright Mercedes star on the bonnet. But the real story, as with all Maybachs, is inside. The rear is a lounge, not a car cabin. The two individual executive seats can recline, heat, cool, and massage you. Between them, you'll find a champagne fridge, complete with custom-made silver-plated champagne flutes that clip into place so you don't spill your bubbly. The interior is a symphony of soft Napa leather, natural woods, and exquisite detailing. It is a whisper-quiet, zero-emission sanctuary. Driving it is almost beside the point. This is a car to be driven in. The air suspension is so soft it feels like you're floating. The sound insulation is so effective that the noisy, unpleasant world outside simply ceases to exist. It is, without a doubt, one of the most comfortable and serene vehicles ever created. It's a first-class airline suite that you can park in your own driveway. The Maybach EQS SUV proves that the transition to electric power doesn't have to mean a compromise in luxury. In fact, for a brand obsessed with silence and smoothness, it's the best thing that could have ever happened. Bugatti. The brand that gave us the Veyron and the Chiron, cars that, well, redefined the very concept of speed and power. For 20 years, they have been the undisputed kings of the top-speed mountain, thanks to their monstrous 8-litre quad-turbo W16 engine. An engine that has become, honestly, a legend. But now the W16 is dead. This is the next chapter. This is the Bugatti Tourbillon. And if you thought Bugatti was going to go quietly into the electric age, you were very, very wrong. The Tourbillon is not fully electric, it is a hybrid. And it is somehow even more magnificent than the car it replaces. The heart of the Tourbillon is a brand new naturally aspirated V16 engine, a V16. It revs to 9,000 RPM and produces 1,000 horsepower on its own. It is an engineering masterpiece, and like the Revuelto, it's paired with electric motors, 3 of them, to produce a total system output of 1,800 horsepower. This is not a car, it's a force of nature. It represents the next generation of hypercar performance, blending the soul of a colossal combustion engine with the instant punch of electric power. It is the pinnacle of speed and opulence, reimagined. But the name, tourbillon, is a clue. A tourbillon is a complex, beautiful mechanism in a high-end watch that improves its accuracy. And when you look at the instrument cluster of this car, you see why it's called that. There are no screens. Instead, there is an intricate, skeletal clockwork display designed and built by Swiss watchmakers. It is a piece of art, a mechanical marvel in an increasingly digital world. The Bugatti Tourbillon is more than just a car, it is a statement. It is a rolling 1,800 horsepower luxury timepiece, a celebration of mechanical beauty in the electric age. It is quite simply breathtaking. Audi. For decades, they have been the masters of understated, tech-forward luxury. While Mercedes was being opulent and BMW was being sporty, Audi was being clever. Their cars have always been for the person who appreciates quality and technology, but doesn't feel the need to shout about it. And this, the forthcoming A8 e-tron, will be the ultimate expression of that philosophy. It will be the flagship of Audi's electric range, a car that combines serene comfort with cutting-edge technology, all wrapped in a sleek, subtle, and sophisticated package. This is the Stealth Wealth Express. Based on what we've seen from Audi's concepts, the new A8 e-tron will be a technological tour de force. Expect a minimalist interior dominated by high-definition screens, but integrated in a way that is elegant and intuitive, not overwhelming. It will be packed with advanced driver aids, potentially offering level 3 or even level 4 autonomous driving capabilities in certain conditions. This will be a car that can take the strain out of long journeys, allowing you to relax, work, or simply enjoy the ride in near total silence. It will be a lounge on wheels, a mobile office, and a serene escape pod. And of course, it will feature Audi's legendary Quattro all-wheel drive, but in electric form. 2 or more motors will provide instant silent power and incredible all-weather traction. It won't be the fastest or the most powerful car on this list, but that's not the point of an A8. The point is effortless, unflustered progress. It will be a car that is supremely competent, incredibly comfortable, and reassuringly secure. The Audi A8 e-tron will be the choice for the tech-savvy executive who values substance over style and quiet confidence over loud ostentation. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan. When it was launched, many people, myself included, thought it was a bit vulgar. A Rolls-Royce SUV? It seemed like a betrayal of the brand's elegant heritage. But the world's billionaires disagreed, and it has become the best-selling Rolls-Royce in history. Now there is a new one. This is the Cullinan Series 2, and specifically the Black Badge version. And it is, well, it's even more imposing, more powerful, and more unapologetically menacing. If the standard Cullinan is for a head of state, the Black Badge is for the Bond villain who is trying to overthrow him. The design has been sharpened up. There's a new front end with a deeper grille that now illuminates, just in case you didn't see the 2.5-ton behemoth coming. The Black Badge model, as the name suggests, de-chromes everything, replacing it with a moody, dark finish. It rides on enormous 23-inch wheels, the first time such a size has been offered on a Rolls-Royce. The road presence is simply dominating. It doesn't so much drive down the road as it does intimidate it into submission. It is the automotive equivalent of a clenched fist in a black leather glove. Inside, there are tech upgrades, including a new glass panel fascia and the latest Spirit infotainment system. But the Black Badge treatment also brings a unique carbon fiber trim with a mesmerizing geometric pattern. The glorious 6.75-litre twin-turbo V12 has been given a bit more power, just for good measure. The Cullinan Black Badge is not a car for shrinking violets. It is a loud, proud, and incredibly luxurious statement of power and wealth. It is the darkest, most assertive, and most profitable car Rolls-Royce has ever made. The Dark Lord has returned, and he's more popular than ever. The original Mercedes-AMG GT was a wild child. A long-bonneted, short-tailed muscle car with a thunderous V8 and a habit of trying to throw you into the nearest hedge if you weren't paying attention. It was exciting, but it was also a bit of a handful. This is the new one, the 2025 AMG GT Coupe, and it has grown up. It's still a handsome, powerful two-door coupe with a timeless silhouette, but it's become more refined, more usable, and dare I say it, more sensible. It's the supercar you can use every single day. The biggest change is that it now has a small pair of rear seats, making it a 2+2. They're not big, but they're useful for children or for throwing a bag in. It also now comes with 4MATIC plus all-wheel drive as standard. This tames the wild character of the old car, replacing it with incredible traction and stability. You can now deploy all of that glorious twin-turbo V8 power without fear of instantly spinning into oblivion. It's become less of a blunt instrument and more of a precision tool. It's refined AMG muscle, honed and perfected, but don't think for a second that it's gone soft. It is still brutally fast, it still makes a magnificent noise, and it can still thrill you on a winding road. It just does it all with an added layer of sophistication and security. The interior is a huge step up, borrowing heavily from the latest SL, with high-quality materials and a big, impressive central touchscreen. The new AMG GT Coupe has matured into a brilliant all-rounder. It's a car that can play the comfortable Grand Tourer on Monday and the track day hero on Saturday. It's the complete package. And so we come to the end. And what an end it is. This is the Bentley Batour convertible, and it is a car that marks the end of an era. The Batour is a coach-built special created by Bentley's Mulliner division. This means it's not a regular production car. Only a handful will be made, and each one will be built to the owner's exact and probably very expensive specifications. It is a showcase of the ultimate in British craft and bespoke luxury. But it is also a farewell, because under that long, elegant bonnet lies Bentley's legendary W12 engine, and this will be one of the very last times it is ever used. The 6-litre twin-turbo W12 has been the heart and soul of top-tier Bentleys for 2 decades. It's an engine that combines immense power with effortless, silky smooth torque. In the Bator, it is in its most powerful form ever, producing over 740 horsepower. This car is a celebration of that engine, a final glorious open-top salute to one of the greatest power plants of the modern age. The performance will be biblical, a tidal wave of acceleration accompanied by a deep, cultured and uniquely W12 roar. It is the thunderous, magnificent song of a dying breed. To own a Bator convertible is to own a piece of automotive history. Its rarity is mythical. Each owner will work with the Mulliner designers to create a car that is truly unique, a one-of-a-kind expression of their personal taste. The possibilities for customization are virtually limitless. This isn't just a car, it's a legacy. A rolling sculpture powered by an icon. It is the ultimate expression of coach-built British craft, a final, poignant, and incredibly powerful chapter for one of the world's most magnificent engines. A beautiful, brutal, and very fitting goodbye. So, there you have it. 20 machines that prove the future of the luxury car is anything but dull. We've seen silent electric ghosts that glide with spooky grace. And we've seen 1,000-horsepower hybrid monsters that scream with incandescent fury. We've seen handcrafted British elegance, bespoke American ambition, and unapologetic Italian drama. The rulebook hasn't just been rewritten, it's been torn up, set on fire, and scattered to the four winds. This 2025 to 2026 luxury class doesn't just showcase what's next. It celebrates what's possible when engineers and designers are allowed to dream. It is, and I say this with a genuine sense of surprise and excitement, a new golden age of luxury, completely reimagined for our complicated modern times. The sheer variety is staggering. You can have a family SUV with 2,300 horsepower, a limousine with a private cinema, or a hypercar with a watchmaker's dashboard. The common thread that ties all these magnificent and in some cases magnificently silly vehicles together is that they are so much more than just a means of transport. These aren't just cars, they're experiences. They are designed to stir the soul, to cosset, to thrill, and to make every single journey an event. They are rolling statements of art, technology, and pure, unadulterated ambition. And they prove that even in an age of change, the desire for the extraordinary is stronger than ever. As we stand on the cusp of 2025 and 2026, the road ahead has never looked more interesting or more refined. Whether it's powered by electrons, petrol, or some fantastically complicated combination of the two, the luxury car is alive and well. In fact, it might be more exciting, more innovative, and more desirable than it has ever been. The future is coming, and it's arriving in a cloud of tire smoke.